Hey, this is your girl Forever Trina coming at you or back at you with a Married at First Sight review. But before I get into it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I drop a new video. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get it. Let's go. So this is season 14, episode 4, entitled Bliss, Brunches, and Brawls. We're about to get into that. Oh my. So the episode started off where it left off last week. Last week, the couples were getting ready for bed. So same thing, kind of, it started off that way. So we'll go couple by couple again. Some of the topics will kind of be intertwined, because especially when they get to the honeymoon, the storyline started getting really entwined. So I may be jumping around a little bit, but I'm going to try to stay couple by couple for the most part. So the first couple I'll get into is Katina and Olajuwon. So they're getting ready for the bed. The note that I have there for them is Olajuwon is giddy as, just giddy. Like, wifey, come here. Bed is ready for you, wifey. I mean, he is ready. So he's ready. I don't have too many words for that, because I'm not sure what he's ready for. Katina says she's trying to wait. Olajuwon, I don't think he's about that weight in life, but we'll see how that goes. Also, they keep playing into this playboy personality he has, and he keeps explaining himself like, this is what I used to be, this is not who I am anymore. In my head, if you got to keep saying that over and over again, it's pretty much you. But we're gonna go with it. It's behind him. Time will definitely tell with that one. So the next scene, they do the family meet and greets. Katina went to meet Olajuwon's mom. It said his second mom. I don't know if I missed a show or missed a clip or missed something, but I missed that he had a second mom. Was she at the wedding? I just don't remember her. But it said his second mom. And so then my next question is, where is his mom? Did she ever show up? Like, maybe I missed something. If I missed something, please let me know. Put it down in the comments like, yeah, Trina, you missed the whole episode. Because it could be very true. But yeah, it just shocked me. I was just like, who are you, lady? And then I was like, is that your brother's wife? I don't know. But I don't think it was. But anyway, that was the only thing that kind of threw me off. I guess I missed the storyline with his mom. My bad. The next scene was Olajuwon with Katina's people. And that dude, I don't know who that guy was, but he was not with Olajuwon. He was not with the BS. He was just like, okay, this is not something, marriage is not something you just try on. Marriage is not something that you just do. Marriage is a big deal. It's long term. So he just wasn't feeling Olajuwon's answers. He kept digging in. Olajuwon was getting a little defensive, which I have my opinion about people who get defensive. When you get defensive, to me, I'm just like, is there some truth to that? Because I'm not going to get defensive about something that, if it's not me, it's not me. If someone's just like, you're a cheater, I'd be like, okay, but I'm not. And I'm not going to go into a long storyline about how I'm not, and how I've been reformed, and how I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. I'm not going into all of that. I'm just going to be like, that ain't me. I'm not spending a lot of energy somewhere that there's no cause for. So because he just, because he kind of got a little heated, you could tell, he was just like, yeah, bro, you know, if I'm BSing, call me out on it. He was calling you out on it, bro. But that's just my opinion. He just was way too defensive about it, and homeboy was not for it. He was just straight faced, like, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. We about to see. So it's kind of like, okay, he was he was sticking to his story. He was just like, I don't like you. Make sure I got all the notes there. Yeah. And then the next note, and I probably got them all out of order. I don't even know why. But to Katina, this whole no bonnet business. Girl, put a bonnet on your head. I understand that's a wig. Even more so, put a bonnet on your head. But I just had that random note sitting in there. But yeah, before that, Katina and Olajuwon met up, and they talked about like how their meetings were. And so Olajuwon did mention the guy. I don't know his name, and I don't even know his relationship. Katina said this is a guy that I don't know, I guess he's a friend, cousin, I don't know who he is, but she was like, she trusts him, she trusts his opinion. She, you know, if he says, and she basically said, if he gives, says gives her some type of red flag because she, she's in La La Land. She's in honeymoon phase right now. So she is absolutely missing things. So she trusts this individual's opinion, which she should. So they talked about that, and Olajuwon was just like, well, he almost was saying, well, I wouldn't trust his opinion. She don't know you, dude. Yes, she's going to trust the opinion of the guy she actually knows. So it was just really, it was interesting. Olajuwon's response to, yeah, I trust this individual. He was just like, yeah. It was like, I don't know if he actually said those words, but if he didn't say those words exactly, he absolutely alluded to the fact, no, you should not trust him. Yeah, we gonna trust him. So where are we at? Yeah, I already talked about Katina and her no bonnet. Oh yeah, just a conversation that they were having. I can't remember the exact conversation, but my note here is Olajuwon was just a little bit pushy. I think Katina was saying she wanted to take things slow, and Olajuwon basically like, we're married, you can trust me. And I'm like, I don't know you. I get you're married. I still don't know you. I'm not going to jump all in. Yes, I do feel there's a certain amount going through this process in 8 weeks. It is really quick. So you decide sooner or later if you like, you're trying to do this, you're not. But to push someone, especially it's the first freaking night, the first freaking day, to get outside of their comfort zone so soon. I didn't like that. I like the guys who are like, I'm gonna go at your pace. Whatever pace you're comfortable with, that's what we'll do. Those are the guys I'm like, that's respectful. And I think that allows the female to feel safe, because as females, we want to feel safe and we want to feel secure. We don't feel that, you're not really getting too far. And then I'm the type of female, I don't like to be pushed. You push, I push back. So Katina, I don't know if she's like that, but I'm gonna push back and probably shut down, and then it's gonna be over. So I don't like the pushiness of him. That's just that vibe. It doesn't give me a really good vibe with that. Yeah, that's all I have for that, for them. I just need him to give Katina a chance. Just give her, not a chance, but just give her some time. Like, it's like, dang, give sis a second. So that's all I have for them. I'm definitely coming back to them, because once we get to the honeymoon scene, yeah, Olajuwon's back. He's back in he's back in that scene. Definitely. So the next couple I have here is Lindsay and Mark. So Lindsay was telling her story about her mom. I feel so sad for her. It's just like, oh, your mom is such a, I don't know what to call her, but she's not a mom. I feel bad. And there's something about moms and daughters. Maybe it's just me, because me and my mom, we don't have the greatest relationship. I actually went to counseling because the anger I had towards her, we're in a much better place. And we get along versus where we were. But the mom-daughter relationship that I would have desired is not there. But it's just like, me and my mom's relationship is what it is. It's kind of like married, like couples. Like, your relationship is your relationship, others are their relationship, and comparing them, it just doesn't make any sense. So me and my mom are in a good place, but it makes me feel sad that her mom literally, is talking bad about her and didn't attend her wedding. Like, my mom would not dream of not attending my wedding. I would probably cuss her out if she didn't attend my wedding. Like, that, I don't know, it just made me sad. You could tell she feels a certain way about it. I mean, you can put on like a strong, you can try to be strong about it. You can kind of try to be whatever about it. But at the end of the day, it still hurts. I mean, it's your mom. It's kind of like children. I'm probably going way off on a tangent here, but children who are from homes of abuse. Even when when they're taken out of that home, they still have a desire for that mom or for that dad. Like, it is something about a paternal bond that you cannot break. It is something about, because even me, I always want to please my mom. It's a thing. It's just something there that bond cannot be broken. And so that she's sad about it, but she had to move on. And then Mark proceeds to talk about his mom, which is sad as well. I'm like, y'all got some sad situations about her mom, like their moms. And so with his mom is dealing with mental health. And I've experienced people in my family close to me that have dealt with mental health, and it's not easy. From what his mom is saying, she's she's pretty bad off, like her not leaving the house and her staying in her pajamas all day, being depressed. That's absolutely extreme. So I can see why she is in a home, but it is sweet that he is taking care of her. But I know it's a lot. It is a lot to be a caregiver for someone with any illness, and mental health is absolutely an illness just like no other. So I feel bad for him as well. But it's good that I didn't realize Lindsay was a hospice nurse. I was like, did I miss that in the somewhere? I don't know. I'm missing things, or maybe I heard it and it just kind of, I don't know, kind of just went over the top of my head. But it's cool that she's a hospice nurse, and so she has that caring nature about her. So that's really good. So maybe she can help. I think she may have asked, like, how can I help, when she met with the family with the mom situation. And I don't think they said too much about you would need to like get super involved. But I think her being supportive would really be a good, will be good for Mark. I think, yeah, Mark the Shark, he needs somebody that, you know, can comfort him. So that was pretty cool. The family and friend meetup. So, Mark met with Lindsay's friends and family. Her friends and her family, they super honest. I mean, my gosh, these people, it's good to be honest, but leave a little bit, you know, to the imagination, just a little bit. But from their honesty, Mark looked super nervous. Mark was just like, you know, them eyes get real big. So I was like, poor Mark. And that survival kid was really cute. So I do like the sense of humor, but they were just like, nah, you do need this survival kid. Daddy won't hold it back neither. Stop, don't scare the boy off. He just got there. Just don't scare him off. All right, so next scene is Honeymoons. Again, these are gonna kind of be intertwined because this is where all the couples are meeting, and there's some storylines that kind of overlap here. But my first note I have here is, dang, Lindsay, I thought you was gonna keep the drama to your couple, like your two and no more. You done spread it out to the other couples. So it's all I know, like the way it started off is all the couples are getting on one van, and then Mark the Shark and Lindsay and Mrs. Mark the Shark, they on another van. So the way Mark is so cool. Mark was just like, yeah, we got our own VIP ride to the hotel or whatever. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's really cool. So then fast forward to the other bus, and they're just like, yeah, they don't want to get on this bus because this is what happened. And this scene reminded me so much of Chris from, I can't remember what, I don't know if that was the Atlantis. That was Atlanta, that's right, because he had a subway in Atlanta. So it just reminded me, like the way Olajuwon was kind of yelling, and he wasn't as irate as Chris, and wasn't as degrading and messy and ignorant as Chris, but he still, it had a flashback. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is Chris. But he was explaining the situation. Basically, Lindsay said she basically said that since we're in, where'd they go? Puerto Rico? San Juan, Puerto Rico? Something like that. She basically said, since you're in this country, you need to speak their language tongue, their native language. And Olajuwon was like, no, I don't. And so I guess some like they kind of interchanged, had some exchange back and forth, and then somewhere in there, Lindsay threw in, I want to fight you. Olajuwon has some words. So the way Olajuwon's telling the story, you can't really tell what happened. You knew there were some words exchanged. From looking at Lindsay, she was really hurt by that exchange. I watched the after show. Olajuwon went into it a little bit more, gave a little bit more context. He was basically saying Lindsay along the way has been saying little things to him. And Lindsay's that person. She doesn't hold her tongue. She says what's on her mind. She doesn't care she doesn't have any tact. She doesn't have a filter. And so Olajuwon's the type, you say something to me, I'm coming back at you. And so I think he let it pass a couple of times, and this was a couple of times too many. So then he came back at her. And so that's what happened. And then on the after show, Olajuwon was also saying, if you're gonna throw it, you gotta be able to, take it. So if you throwing, zingers and one-liners out there, you gotta be able to take those things back. So I don't think Lindsay took that into consideration. Clearly she doesn't, because she just kind of speaks without thinking. But that's pretty much what happened in a nutshell. And then, of course, Katina standing by her man. Oh, hey, stand by your man, the man that you just met. But she's not down for Lindsay at all. So, and even some of the previews for next week, you kind of see them going back and forth. Lindsay just has that personality. You like her or you don't. And she said that. But she definitely, to be able to get along with the other couples, she's going to have to tone that down a little bit. I'm with Jasmina. She was just like, I'm not here for this drama. I'm trying to be on my honeymoon with my man, with my boo, my new boo. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get involved in all of this. Why we got drama on the first day of the honeymoon? We ain't even get to we ain't even get to the resort yet. We still at the airport. The doggone shuttle didn't even pull away, and we already getting into it. Shoot, we was getting into it on the plane. Are you serious? But it was just so much. Even some of the other background, they said on the plane, like the flight attendants even had to tell Lindsay, calm down, like you loud. So it's a lot. Lindsay is a lot. She is a lot. And I know she rubs people wrong, and she got the wrong one. Shoot, if Lindsay was on the season with Chris, my God, that would have been more explosive than it was. Clip, like legit. So I think Olajuwon is a much more calm down Chris. But I know, again, of course they didn't show what words were exchanged, but you already know. Just knowing his personality, knowing her personality, they went at it, and that's what happened. So that's how the honeymoon kind of kicked off. Make sure I got everything here. Yeah, so that was Lindsay and Mark. I will say I do like the way Mark supported his wife. Like, she was wrong. She should have not talked a lot. Most of the time she probably doesn't need to talk. And even I think further, like in one of the previews, Mark is saying like, chick, you at a 10, like bring it down a little bit. And then I think her response was, if I bring it down, I'm bringing it way down, and it's gonna be kind of like down and out. But she doesn't have levels. She has a 10 and that's it. But I do like how he did support her. That was something that made her feel safe, and that was something she said in her confessional. Like, I like the way he stood by my side. He supported me. I feel really loved. I feel really safe. That is a great place to be as a female, as a wife. You want to feel safe. You want to feel secure in your relationship. And Mark absolutely did that for her. So kudos out to Mark the Shark. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. All right, so the next couple is Noy and Steve. So before I could even finish his name, I'm starting not to like Steve. Steve is giving me Matt vibes. Matt, I can't remember what season he was, but it was Matt and Amber. Amber was a little short little girl. She had a twin, I think. And Matt was the tall guy. He was an international basketball player. I want to call him a vagabond for some reason. But he didn't have nowhere to live. Like, he was overseas. He came back. He was basically crashing on his friend's couch. So honestly, I think Married at First Sight, almost like Steve, he just needs somewhere to stay. He need room and board, a little stipend, and that's why he doing the show. I really like he is so giving me Matt vibes, and I feel like they look alike too. And you're not gonna agree with me on this, but I feel like the tonality is clearly different, but there's still some similarities. I think the sharp structure of their face, because like he turned his head a certain way, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he kind of reminds me of Matt. Oh my goodness. So that's just me. Look at the pictures. If nothing else, their storylines kind of sort of align. Hopefully Steve does not treat Noy the way Matt treated. Like, he was a jerk. He was beyond jerkish, honestly. He did her dirty. Like, I felt bad for her. So hopefully Steve does not do that, which I don't think he will, but he still gives me Matt vibes. So the first thing I have about them is I think they were still in a room, and he's still playing up this ring pop thing. So of course he went down on one knee and was just like, will you have me? And he gave her the ring pop, and she was just like, oh, of course, it matches my dress, yay. And then I was just like, it's cute now, but let him keep giving you cheap little things like that. It's not gonna be cute for long. It was cute when he did it at the wedding. It was it's kind of cute when he did it in the room, but honestly, cute is it's gonna stop being cute, because what to me it was what it's screaming is cheap. It's screaming nomad. It's just not cute. It ain't cute no more. And like before, I was just like, yeah, he got a sense of humor. This is really nice. But no, you cheat. And this is the reason why. It's because when he was talking to the parents and the family, of course they bringing up the job, like, bro, you ain't got no job. Let's talk about that. Mama wants she wants some grandbabies. And she said, to have some grandbabies, you need a job. And so she went straight for the jugular with that. And the sriracha wasn't holding any punches neither. He was not playing, but he wasn't playing at the wedding. At the wedding, he was like, so you gonna sleep with my sister? If you don't sleep with her, she gonna sleep with somebody else. I need you to know that. And so, of course, Sriracha's like, boom, 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 just throwing him out there. And Steve should have expected that. Sriracha he ain't coming with none less. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, they brought up the job. And the way he responded, this is what I have. I think he said something like, before I commit to a job, I don't know if he said, oh no, he said this to her. He said before, because she brought it up. After they kind of talked about like what the conversations with the families were, he was like, before I commit to a job, because she asked, what is your plan? Before I commit to a job, I want to make sure we need to have a conversation about it, and we need to figure out where we're going. Well, if I ask you what your plan is about a job, then this is the conversation I'm starting right now. What other conversation are you trying to have? Are you saying, like, I don't understand why he can't answer the question in that moment. Why he had to say, well, this is a conversation we need to have. And this is me. And this is where I don't know if I need to work on this. I do need to work on my timing with conversations I bring up with my husband, because as soon as he walk in the door, I'll be like, so what about this? I know I need to work on that. But she literally was just like, so by the way, job, what's your plan? So I don't know. I just needed a little bit more of, well, this is my plan. Because for just with that answer, I don't think he has a plan. When he first said, because of what his career used to be, and he seemed to have an actual career, I was just like, okay, he has a plan. He took 4 months off, but he has a plan. He can get back into it. But he don't got no plan. And I think he liked the 4 months off, just roaming around and do whatever he wanted to do. But no, females, why? We like stability. You not knowing what you're doing and you just roaming around everywhere. And I just thought, that's not gonna work. So like that's why I was like, Steve is giving me Matt vibes, y'all. We about to see, but he's just, and the fact I don't like when, and guys do this, and you don't realize it after, you be like, did you answer my question? Hold on. Did you answer the question? So he didn't answer the question. So that was just, I'm not feeling him at this. At first I was, but I'm not right now. I can tell that Noy is really falling for him, and he's very much attracted to her, but I don't know, that there's some skeletons there that we need to dig deeper into, and they're gonna come out. Steve, we're gonna find out what your skeletons are. We're gonna find out, buddy. Besides the fact that you ain't got no job, you got some other ones up in there too. So anyway, that's that. I think that's all I have about Steve and Noy. So the next couple, Jasmina and Michael. They both had differences of opinions, and in marriage, in life, in general, you're gonna have a difference of opinion. No one's right, no one's wrong. Not all the time. But in this situation, Michael had a good point, and then Jasmina had a good point. They were both different perspectives. But where I think Jasmina kind of held on to it was his sisters mentioned he often goes to the negative first. And so she saw this as, oh, he's thinking negative. And she was like, I'm the person who thinks positive out of a situation. I don't go into a situation and automatically think that all these strangers are not going to get along. I think, hey, we're all going to get along. We're going to be married together. We're going to skip down the street. That's kind of a far-fetched idea as well. But she's just a positive thinker versus Michael, more negative or realistic, if you want to call it that. But to me, it didn't have to go where it did. But then Michael's response in his confessional where, this is our first disagreement. I figured something, we would have that's stuff that would have, again, someone saying that, or if Jasmina heard him say that, like, see, you're going to the negative again. But no, that's realistic. You're going to have a disagreement. You're going to have an argument. It's a part of growth. You don't know each other. You're not, I'm just fresh out of my counseling session, y'all. My marriage counseling session. And he was telling us, he was just like, you got different DNA. You grew up differently. You got different blood. He was like, y'all are going to think differently. Point blank, period. So it's not unexpected to have an argument or to think that that's not going to happen. So that's where Michael was coming from. So I see his point of view. But then when he mentioned, so I'll just have to see if this is something I can deal with. That part was just like, Michael, that's your negative side. That's where you're getting a little bit negative, where, you know, you're taking this argument, and I say that really loosely because it wasn't even really that. You're taking it and you're taking it to the extreme. You're saying, let me see how this works. But we'll see how that all plays out. But again, I think it was something that didn't really need to happen. I think Jasmina may have taken it to a little further than she needed to. Michael said his, you know, he spoke his speech. She spoke her speech. It should have just been squashed right there. But anyway, that's my point on that. What else do I have on them? But yeah, oh yeah, that one other thing I did have, I said I can see them eventually balancing each other out, because when you do have that negative, and I'm calling him negative, and I don't want to say, I don't know his personality, but just from what his sister says, I see that negative person, that person, that half glass empty, that half glass full person. I can see them eventually, as they grow and develop together, that they even each other out. That is that naturally happens, where he might start thinking more positive or go into a situation with a more positive mindset, and she may go in there with a more realistic, more we ain't all gonna get along, which in my head, I'm more with Michael. I'm like, we got a lot of personalities up in here. It is no way that we're all just gonna be in a harmonious state of mind the whole time. It doesn't happen that way. You can have like even girls trips that I've taken. I was very careful to know who I was traveling with, and we was all had the same personality type of, you know, we was on that same level, so we was good. But I was very particular about who I travel with, because I know if there's too many different personalities, that some of them they could attack. Because I have some friends that they're not friends, and so I'm still very careful about, do I want these people to travel together? Do I want them to be in the same room together? Will they attack each other? Possibly. So we're not going to do that. So I understand where Mike was coming from. Personalities, you just, and he had a good point when he said, I think Jasmina was just like, well, when you know each other's boundaries, you don't cross them. He was like, we just met each other, so we don't know each other's boundaries. He made very, very valid points. Again, Jasmina kind of took it there. She could have brought it back, but she went there, so we'll give that to her. So yeah, I think they'll be fine in that aspect. Again, I think they'll grow together. Yeah, I think they'll grow together, but I have to see a little bit more how they play out. All right, so our last couple, I didn't purposefully save them to the end, but they are at the end. We have Alyssa and Chris. So, no surprise, they don't sleep together on their wedding night. We already knew that. They did do the family meet and greet, which was surprising that she did it. I didn't think she was gonna do it. I was like, okay, you surprised me, Alyssa. You going along with the, you know, the process a little bit and doing the meet and greet. Cool. So she met up with his people. I forgot who was there that she met up with, but Chris's friend. Chris's friends, he needs new friends. Oh my gosh, he needs new friends. Chris's friend was just like, yeah, he's a real estate agent. Real estate is 24/7. He puts his job above all else. I mean, he'll fit you in or whatever, but for the most part, his job first, everything else second. I'm like, bruh, she don't need to hear it. Can you see her face? Can you see the resting blessed face that she has? Blessed face that she has. I'm gonna need you, don't, again, with the negatives, like, who are your friends? Chris, talk to, you know what, just get new friends. Throw them all away and get new ones. I mean, like, for real. So him saying that, of course, her confessional, oh my God, so he ain't gonna put me first. Chick, it ain't even about him not putting you first, because you don't even like him. You ain't putting him first. So let's just go, anything you say at this point right now, it doesn't matter. You don't like him, and you're gonna use anything that is said to just more, just to throw on top of all the things of why you don't like him. Crazy. So the friend said that. I was just like, okay. That was the meet and greet with the friends. Chris met with Alyssa's mom and her friends. He did mention, like, yeah, I think they may have asked, like, well, how's it going? He's like, it's not going so well, blah, blah, blah. And that'll come up later where Alyssa's like, why did you tell my friends and my family that was between you and I? He was like, what did you want me to say? She was like, well, you could have said, and she said something else. Like, she's just ridiculous. I would have been like, Chris, you said what you said. You didn't say anything negative. You didn't say, it was almost, I didn't put this in my notes, but it reminded me of the Atlanta season with Paige and Chris. And so Paige was sitting down with Chris's parents, and she just went out, and now that I probably wouldn't have said. She was just like, yep, we slept together twice, and then he said he ain't like me. Now that I probably would not have said to his parents. That I don't think that was a good judgment call. But what Chris said, it was literally, it wasn't so great. He didn't go into any detail. It just wasn't so great. But of course she got mad about that. Whatever. So next scene, they're getting ready for the honeymoon. They find out they're going to Puerto Rico. She was mentioning all the things that, I can't wait to see the other couples. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. She said everything, but I can't wait to get to know you better. I can't wait to spend more time with you. I can't wait to be with you. I can't wait to sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais and let the wind blow through my... She ain't say nothing to do with him at all in her plans, this Puerto Rico plan. It was all to do with what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna do with everybody else but you. I was just like, you are true to form. If nothing else, you are consistent and true to form. That's all I can say about you. Another thing Chris mentioned, he was Alyssa mentioned this. Alyssa said, he's yesing me to death. Every time, I think she mentioned, well, I want to do this. Maybe it was like some type of an excursion. And she was like, well, I just want to go sit on the beach. And he was like, okay, yeah, we could do that. And then like she would have come up with some other idea, or he'll come up with an idea, and then she'll come up with another idea. And he'd be like, oh yeah, we could do that. And he was like, he's yesing me to death. He's trying to please you. He's trying to show you that he's trying and that he cares and he wants to make this work. That's what that's called. It's called being nice. It's called being kind. It's called being caring. Do you know what those words are? Everything that's opposite of you is what he's doing. You don't get that? Oh gosh, it was just so annoying. And then I think at one point, Chris was like, I think this chick is gaslighting me. I said, yes, you hit the nail on the head. I didn't think of that on my own. But then when I think about that word and what she's doing, it made sense. It was like right when they got there, and he mentioned like, you're going out of your way not to be around me. And she was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, yes, you are. So you're calling me a liar? He was like, yes, I am. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. He's calling me a liar. I can't believe he's calling me a liar. I can't believe you acting like you acting. I can't believe that you on this show. It's lots of I can't believe. That's the last thing I can't believe is he said what he said. My alarm just came off. You heard that. So they kind of went back and forth a little bit, and that's when she kind of said her little piece about, why did you tell my parents and my friends this and that? That was a private moment between us. I said that out of confidentiality and stuff like that. And that's where he was just like, I really feel she's gaslighting me. And I was just like, yeah, bro, I think so. So anyway, Alyssa being Alyssa, she ain't changed none. And yeah, she ain't changed none. I think she's everything I described her to be when last week, she is. On top of that, a liar. I think she's absolutely a liar. She's, especially with the fact where she was just like, yes, I am trying. He's like, no, you're not. And she's like, oh, I'm a liar? I'm trying, so that part, I'm like, yeah, you are, Alyssa. So yeah, that is them. So that is the last of the couples. Tell me what you think about this episode, what you think about the Lindsay and Olajuwon situation, what you think about the fight between Jasmina and Michael. Was it really a fight? Did Jasmina go too far? And I would say tell me what you think about Alyssa, but you probably think the same thing. But definitely feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I did watch the after show, which Alyssa was on the after show. Again, another shocker. I was like, okay, Alyssa trying to be involved in this process. But true to form, she got up and left because Keisha Knight Pulliam was putting it down. She was asking him tough questions. She was just like, so, and she was doing it so counselor-like. She's like, so we really want to hear your side of the story because the people, we see what we see, but we know editing. And so we want to know where you're coming from. And we really want to hear from you. And so, of course, she says what she says. And Keisha was like, well, you're still really not answering the question. Can you give us a little bit more? So, of course, she keep digging in. And she was just like, do you see why, people may think and feel this way? So she was coming with the calm counselor voice. I was like, yes, go ahead with it. But still kind of, them daggers was being thrown. Alyssa caught every single last one of them because eventually, I can't do this no more. Take it off. Take it off of me. I gotta go. True to form Alyssa. Stuff gets hot. She came into this process. She ain't like the way he looked. Wasn't attracted to him. First thing she did, she wants to get out of there. She's on the after show. Keisha Knight Pulliam's, she pulling out all the stops. She don't know how to answer the questions because it's going to make her look like a little biatch, which she is. So she gets up and she leaves. So what she does is she leaves. When stuff is tight, she leaves. I need parents not to teach their kids this type of mentality. They need to understand how to handle conflict. She don't know how to handle conflict. They need to understand, you could tell she's just privileged. She's entitled. She's used to getting her own way. And when she doesn't, she acts out. That is her personality. That is who she is. God bless us all. So that's all I got. That is all I have. Olajuwon, he was on the after show. He said something very insightful, rather insightful, something I would have never thought would come out of his mouth. But I was just like, okay, Olajuwon, you must have not been hanging around your brother because he says things that he needs to, he'd be better off just being quiet. But no, he said, basically, Alyssa isn't owning up to what's really going on here. Alyssa isn't attracted to her husband. Chris's corny A friends said what they said. And now Alyssa's running with it. And it's an excuse not to be with him. Because Keisha, she did mention, she was just like, you keep mentioning things that other people are saying about him, but you have not once said what he has done to you. I think that's when she started taking that mic off. She was like, I ain't got no answer for this. And you gonna stop asking me all these questions, little Rudy, because yeah. So she was done. She was through. But anyway, so after show, I like it because it gives a little bit of extra, context around things and things that may be edited. But Alyssa ain't edited. Alyssa is who she is. They can't edit enough out of that to make it be not her. She is who she is. But anyway, hope you enjoyed my review. Thank you so much for listening. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos from me once they drop. Again, thank you, and I will see you next week for another review.